thought it was a really well-played game. On Mississippi State's side, they played the defense that was the difference in the game, and they had some really good timely hitting and just kind of took it to us there, all throughout the game. They never let up. It was tough on our pitching staff, and the separation in this game was the defense.
All right, we'll take questions from student athletes. Please wait till the microphone gets to you, and please state your name and affiliation.
Yeah, Ben Wade, Commercial Dispatch. Joey, just talk about that lineup. I mean, it looked like you had them in check a couple of times, and they just kept pushing them. What were they doing against you?
Well, I was just attacking the strike zone, and they ended up catching on, I guess, and just got a couple of good barrels and whatnot. Good balls in play.
Mike Bonner, third measure. Joey, for you, how did you feel out there? I know you woke up with a little stiff back or something, and then obviously a lot of pitches this week. How were you feeling out there in the heat?
I felt loose, honestly. My arm was feeling really good. Probably till 5th or 6th inning, I felt a little bit fatigued, but I was trying to man it out. And, yeah.
Joey, talking about the JTB, when the fans were starting to count down the lineup a little bit, was that something you were expecting? I mean, did it have any effect on you?
Definitely did not expect that. No, didn't expect that, and I guess just a little weird, annoying at first, but then I was like, whatever, shook it off.
Steve Robertson with Gene's Page and Dogs Back. Chris, you guys were able to kind of get to Dakota Hudson earlier. What were you guys seeing that allowed you maybe not bite on some of those pitches?
I think when he missed, he was definitely missing out of the zone, so there were easier takes, and then we were just trying to be aggressive in the zone. When we got a pitch that he maybe missed a little bit over the plate, we were able to attack it, and we got a few good hits off him early in the game.
Yeah, Chris, that last guy they brought in there, Daniel Brown, what made him so good today, and why was it so difficult for y'all to go against him today?
I think he just was commanding his pitches. He had multiple pitches for strikes that we had to honor the whole time, and just able to make his pitches and get us out.
Chris, Rick Cleveland, Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame. What happened on the second home run? We couldn't really tell from the replay.
I think our center fielder just ran out of room. Just ran into the ball, or ran into the wall and couldn't reach the ball. So,
Did it not hit his glove?
I couldn't tell from where I was if it hit his glove or not.
Any other questions for the student athletes?
Joe, just kind of follow up. When did you know that you were going to be able to pitch today? I know there was some question. When did you feel good?
2 days ago. 2 days ago, that's it. My arm was fine, enough to throw. Ended up being good to go, and it's all Coach Bieser.
All right, no more questions for student athletes. Thank you, gentlemen. You're dismissed. We'll now take questions for Coach Bieser.
Steve, what makes their offense just so relentless? It seems we've seen with the small ball today, they kind of did it with the big bat. What allows them to kind of play any style of baseball?
The biggest thing is there's no soft spots in that lineup, and I think it wears on pitching staffs. And Joey's a fine pitcher and done an outstanding job all season long, and it was grinding on him a little bit. The fact that he is, he was on a little shorter rest than what he's used to. He's a competitor, but I do think that their lineup, really wore on him. And obviously the big swings there from Rooker made a huge difference in this ballgame.
Yeah, Coach Smith from the Commercial Dispatch. I told you that you would, get Mississippi State's starting pitcher out in the third inning. You really liked your chances. What did that do to the momentum
told me that we're going to knock him out, in the fourth inning there, and have 4 runs on the board, I would have taken that every single time with our guy on the mound. And I thought our approaches were outstanding all game long, especially against Hudson. I thought we were really locked in and having great approaches against him. And Chris kind of said it, when he missed, it wasn't a pitch that we had to really honor. It was a pitch out of the zone, and we were ready for him to come in the zone. He's got a great arm. He can move the ball both ways with his fastball. We knew that he was a tough matchup for our club, but I thought we did a really good job with him. I think the biggest thing in the game was when our shortstop went down and we lost the momentum at that point. Obviously guys are concerned about him, but it changes us from a defensive club. It changes us big time at that point.
Joel Coleman, talking about that. On the second home run by Rooker, was that a play in center field that you thought should have been made? And if so, what do you think led to it not being made?
Well, I'll tell you first of all, Dan Holst has been one of the best defensive center fielders that I've coached in a long time, and in Division I baseball. And I guarantee you Dan would say the same thing as a play that he should have made. And I think he got, I'm not speaking for him, but what I saw is he got a little lax and knew that he was there and just kind of reached up for the ball. And what happened was the momentum of the ball carried his glove down to the top of the ball. The ball was in his glove, and when it hit the top of the ball, the springboard there kicked it out of there. I think he could have played it, slightly different. And I think if he would have that play to do over again, that he would have definitely played it much different than what he played it.
Aaron Understall with the Southeast Missourian. Coach, you mentioned Brandon exiting the game. What's kind of the extent of his injury and what's his status for tomorrow?
It's an injury, definitely not life-threatening or anything like that, but it's an injury that you can't play with. I don't expect to have him for the rest of it's a shame as senior. I don't expect to see him the rest of the series here in the games that we play in. It's a thumb injury that basically ripped off his thumbnail, and he's got a pretty good gash in his index finger, and that's his throwing hand. And it's going to be almost impossible to grip a bat or throw a baseball. And the only chance he had to play was if he could have continued playing in this game. And when he told me that there's no way that he can even, he didn't have any strength whatsoever, pretty much ended, his opportunity to play.
Steve, how do you think y'all handled this atmosphere, and how would you compare it to other places you played?
This is a tremendous atmosphere, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for some of our guys to play with this type of crowd, to play with the hostile environment here as an opponent. And we know it's all. We came in the game, and I've been in a lot of places and played myself in some pretty tough places in New York and Philly, and what I told the guys is what you got to understand, it's all in fun, and they're going to have their fun, and I guarantee you at the end of the game, everything's, it's just a home field advantage type thing, but at the end of the game, there was no disrespect that meant. It's something that I don't think it really got to anybody. I didn't see any of our pitchers. A lot of times it'll affect the starting pitcher, it'll affect some of our at-bats, but after the first inning, I thought we settled in really well offensively and had some really good at-bats.
Right.
I think you may have alluded to this, but I want to make sure I know what you're talking about. You talked about defense very early on. In that bottom of the sixth inning, I think there were probably a couple of potential double play balls and we didn't turn either. Was that what you were referring to in terms of defense?
Yeah, that's what I would say about the defense. I thought there was 3 turning points of the game, and the first one was the fly ball in center field that I thought we should catch. The next time is when they took advantage of, it's exactly what I think everybody would do. You test a new third baseman that had to come in from left field, drop a bunt down. To me, that was the key of the game right there, when we had an easy, bunted right into our defense, and we had an easy throw to make, and we, whether I couldn't see from my angle whether we pulled the first baseman off the bag or he elected to come off and tag him, because the tag was there in time as well. The ball just shot out of his glove, and you can't give outs. In big games like this, you just cannot give outs. And then making that transition from a guy that's very capable of playing shortstop, but he's been our third baseman almost all season. He had to move back at shortstop, and I think he just lost a little bit of the timing of the game to turn those double play balls that we should have turned.
Last question.
Steve Robertson, your Dogs, but Coach, pitching plans for tomorrow, will that kind of be a TBA, depending on what happens today?
Yeah, for us, it's going to have to be just based on who we play. We want to try to make sure, obviously we're in elimination, so we got to make sure that we have the best matchup tomorrow to try to extend this thing, and that's kind of the plan is see the next game and see who moves on or who gets beat so that we can match up the best we can possibly match up.
All right, thank you, Coach.